I've always been the one who cared more. Not sometimes, not in certain friendships, always. I was the one sending the first message, making the plans, checking in. And for a long time, I told myself that was just who I was, someone who cares. But at some point, you have to be honest with yourself. When you're always the one reaching out, it stops feeling like generosity and starts feeling like proof of something. That maybe you're not someone people think about when you're not in front of them. I can't remember the last time an old friend texted me just to talk. Not because they needed something, but just because they wanted to hear from me. I remember being in school, watching groups of people who made it look so effortless. The inside jokes, the easy laughter, the way they just fit together. And I was nearby but never quite in it. Like I was watching through glass. I had friends, real ones, I think. But there was always this gap I couldn't quite close. Something just slightly off. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. What I didn't realize then is that it wasn't really about doing something wrong. I think about people I was genuinely close to, years of friendship, and then slowly, nothing. I'd reach out, feel the distance in their replies, and eventually stop trying. It hurt less to let go than to keep proving to myself that I was the only one holding on. I still think about them. I remember what I learned from them, the conversations, the moments. I just don't think they think about me. That kind of loneliness is strange because it's not the loneliness of having no one. It's the loneliness of being surrounded by people and still feeling like a ghost. And I spent a long time thinking something was wrong with me, that I was too much or not enough, or just built for something other than the kind of connection everyone else seemed to find so naturally. But the more I sat with it, the more I started to see something. We live in a world that is almost entirely focused on the self, our image, our brand, what we're building, what we're projecting. We like people who reflect us back to ourselves. We keep around the people who make us feel good about who we're trying to become. And when someone doesn't serve that, when they're just present, just human, just themselves, there's no obvious reward for that. No status to gain. Nothing to show for it. I think about it like this. We've all become mirrors pointed at each other. And when all you see is your own reflection looking back, you start to wonder why you feel so alone in a room full of people. We used to have things that pulled us outside ourselves, shared goals, shared belief in something bigger than our own story. That's mostly gone now. Nothing has replaced it, so we perform. We compete. We curate the version of ourselves worth being seen. And we wonder why the connections feel hollow. But here's what I've come to understand. The loneliness I felt, that I still sometimes feel, it was never really about other people not caring. It was about the fact that real connection is rare. And we've built a world that makes it rarer. It's not just me. It's not just you. Everyone is lonely. Some people are just better at hiding it behind the full social calendar. The way I've made with the way I've made peace with it is by finding something worth caring about that has nothing to do with being liked. For me, that's understanding people, why we are the way we are, why we connect, and why we don't. Doesn't fix the quiet evenings or the phone that doesn't light up, but it gives the loneliness a purpose. It makes me feel like maybe the distance I've always had from the social world isn't just a wound. Maybe it's also a vantage point. Because when you've spent your whole life on the outside looking in, you start to see things that people on the inside can't. And maybe that's worth something.